So, I'm sure a bunch of you watching this video who are in any sort of fandom have made an OC or two before. In the case of the Murder Drones fandom, it isn't any different. People like to make self-insert characters that they think would fit into the media they're making an OC for, and then throw them into the show or series while patting themselves on the back and saying, yeah, I did a good job on this. But here's the thing. Most of these OCs, or at least a few that I've seen, are bad or make no sense whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, there can be good OCs, but most of the ones that I've seen are just really not that great. Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Cricket. It's been a while since you've heard my voice, and in this video, I'll be ranking some OCs on a tier list based on how terrible of an OC they are, with S being the worst possible OC, and D being pretty alright, but still mediocre. To start us off, we have the curious case of Quinton Xavier Dorman, OC of deviant artist Matthew K. Morgan. From Matthew's posts and a conversation I had with him in a YouTube comment section, I figured out that Quinton is supposedly the long-lost brother of Uzi, which explains the purple hair and clothing. Quinton's design is pretty much just a gender-swapped version of Uzi, with his left arm being replaced by an arm cannon, as shown in one of his drawings. What makes Quinton a bad OC is the lack of creativity. Even if he is Uzi's brother, his design shouldn't just be male Uzi, at least change up the clothes and other things. Not to mention, his personality is quite dry, being nothing more than an edgy alcoholic. Quinton can be found on Matthew's DeviantArt page, as well as the YouTube channel Zangaranga, surprisingly, where he was featured on multiple videos. So for Quinton's lack of creativity and one-dimensional personality, I'm going to place him at A. Moving on to entry 2. I think we can all agree that, in terms of design, characters can be however wacky or edgy as the creator wants them to be. Some can be the goofiest little goobers, and others look like they eat lead for breakfast. Take a look at this picture. This is Serial Designation P, OC of Discord user _Cyclone from your local YouTuber's garage. It looks great, right? But wait, something's off. Could you tell me what it is? Yeah, giant thighs like these just do not suit a Murder Drones character. They're way out of proportion with every other body part, and they just don't look good on a drone. Think of it lore-wise. What do you expect when you see a disassembly drone? Murder and hopefully efficiency, right? Even P's nickname is Silent Efficiency. Let's take a look at the regular design. It's great. This one? Some minor changes, but it's still pretty decent. But this one? Yeah, not really. It just doesn't make any sense. The thighs are way too thick and would slow the drone down. And no matter what you do, you can't really stop people from putting thighs on drones. Just know that some of us aren't actually so attracted to thighs to the point where we jack off on sight. For this entry's design being so disproportional and my general dislike for thighs on drones, I'm going to place it at B. Coming up for entry 3, we have furries.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Just straight up furries. Our OC here, Zilla, was created by Discord user StonyZilla2008, also from your local YouTuber's garage, and I'll be mainly focusing on the backstory. I'll be honest, when I first read the backstory, I was legitimately flabbergasted. To sum it up, Zilla was the child of 2 wolf drones, which evolved from anthropomorphic wolves marrying and doing the deed with disassembly drones. I guess they just exist on the same planet in abundance, somehow? Well, anyway, this created the wolf drones, a half-drone, half-wolf hybrid. The rest of the story would devolve into the typical OC backstory, so nothing special there. Not only does this OC make no sense whatsoever, it's also pretty weird. And I really dislike this OC, not only because it involves furry drone intercourse, but also this backstory makes no sense at all, and could have never happened. It's mentioned that the wolf drones supposedly hunt for animals for their food, which makes no sense since Copper 9 is the last place that you'd want to be dropped into if you made of flesh. Not to mention, none of these wolf drones would have been able to survive the harsh climate. Zilla was getting hypothermia from just a few minutes spent in the woods. These drones spending years on the same planet would make no sense since they all would have just died from the cold. So, due to my general disdain for furries and the horrible backstory overall, Zilla is going into S tier. Truly one of the worst OCs ever. So, remember how I said I don't like 6 eyes on drones? Well... Alright, look. I get that you like hot women, and I get that you like intercourse, but that doesn't make this any better. Sexualizing drones is just a bad idea. I mean, look at this. Serial designation minus by Twitter user Black Rabbit. And come on, why the seductive pose? I've seen so many of these guys and I genuinely just don't understand why somebody would do this outside of Rule 34. I just don't understand why you would choose to define yourself through sexual features and suggestive poses on the internet. I mean, is it hard to make something not sexual that looks good? Is it hard to be likable just by your personality? I'm genuinely confused by this, and I know that some of these might have just been from commissions. I mean, I draw sexual stuff too if it meant another $300 in my wallet, but still, you don't need to sexualize an OC for somebody to like it. You could spend time writing a good personality, maybe sprinkle in some backstory, or better yet, just make a good design and let people appreciate that. Anyway, for unnecessary seductiveness, I'm putting minus in A tier. I mean, at least it's not Zilla, right? Quick honorable mention before we get to our last entry. OCs that are edgy just for the sake of being edgy. Take this guy for example, Serial Designation M, also made by Cyclone. His design looks pretty edgy, but there's not really much else to him, or at least I couldn't find much else when researching for this video. This OC feels like it was trying just a bit too hard to look cool, but you don't really have to look like this to be a good OC, and sometimes it can actually drive people away, as some people don't like edgy OCs to the point where they'll just drop the OC and not even bother to learn everything about it simply because it is edgy. And also bonus points for having Absolute Solver despite being a disassembly drone, by the way. That totally makes sense within the lore. With that out of the way, onto our 5th entry. You donkey! Up on our 5th and last entry, palette swaps or generally low effort OCs. Look at this picture. It's practically just pink V. The resemblance is undeniable. This is just V, but her lights are pink and not yellow. And why? At least you could have attempted to draw your own design. Sure, it might not look good, but it would have at least been respectable. Hell, you can even cook up something on Roblox of all places. And I've seen some pretty nice Murder Drones content there, such as these images. And with the abundance of different hairs and free assets, it's not that hard to just whip together an OC using Roblox. But of course, due to laziness, some people don't want to do that, and they just want something they can puppeteer and sometimes roleplay as on the internet. There's nothing inherently wrong with low effort OCs, it's just that some people draw really good art and try to make their OC stand out, while these guys just change 1 or 2 colors and then call their creation an OC, which really bothers me. So, for general laziness, these guys are going in D tier. And there you have it, the definitive Murder Drones OC tier list. Remember, I'm always right and you're always wrong. Jokes aside, thank you for sticking around until the end of the video. I really appreciate it, and this should be obvious, but I thought I'd mention it either way. You know the people that use the internet. Don't go around sending hate to any of these guys. They have complete creative liberty with their own creations and can do whatever they want with their OCs. You can't force them to change how they want to make their OCs, so why even bother, right? You can check out some of my other videos on this channel, maybe leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to make YouTube work while I'm still young, so anything helps. Ah, another job well done. Wow, this video sure took a while to make, especially with class and stuff always keeping me busy, but I still pulled through. Man, I hope nobody else already made an OC video after I've already finished writing the script. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.